The question here is, if you are providing a new service and you are kind of feeling a little bit unconfident about charging a full rate and what people's feedback is going to be, should you start with a discounted rate? What kind of feedback should you be asking for? If you personally ask a few friends to try it out first, um, these are all great ideas. What I recommend is what I call the tapering strategy. And I will put the link to the tapering strategy blog post below this. But basically, the person who asked also said, "Hey, I don't have any formal training, in this type of healing or coaching or whatever." And by the way, I raised my hand. I don't have any formal training in anything I'm doing either, but I learned from experience. I do have formal training in business, but I use none of it in what I do today, because business school is very corporate and it doesn't, most business schools programs are not helpful for entrepreneurship anyway. So I basically don't have formal training either, although I have a degree behind my name, and the degree gives me a little bit of in the beginning it gave me a little bit of confidence. But the thing is, and that's why a lot of people get degrees and certifications, it's really for the confidence, even though they may or may not use however much of it in their day-to-day work. So what I recommend with a tapering strategy is that you set up two calendars, and it's going to be embedded on the same page. And one calendar is for paid and one calendar is for free sessions versus paid sessions. And sure, you're not going to start out by charging $300 per session, maybe, right? You might start out by charging, depending on your currency, depending on your level of how you feel, how confident you feel, you might start by charging 150, $100, $50 per session, something like that. Basically, you pick a number. I mean, you look at your own industry too, like peers of yours, like what do they charge? You probably should price yourself somewhere around there. If a senior peer of yours is charging, $150 a session, then you might naturally feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't charge 150 because that person already has 3, 5, 10 years of experience doing this. So maybe I'll charge, instead of 150 per session, I'll charge 75 per session. That's a very good deal, right? And so you have these two calendars, and people can sign up for either the $75 sessions, which are kind of like prime time spots, and you have more of those spots, and then, or they can sign up for the free session, which are, if you want to make it real simple, you make both slots the same times just to make it simple for yourself. But you have fewer free time slots. So when the free slots are booked up, then people who show up at the page will have to book farther out into the future for the free slots, or they book the paid slots instead if they wanted something sooner. And I just think that you have to do your own inner work to believe in the value of what you're offering. You're not making promises that you're going to change someone's life by one session. I never make promises about the results, but I promise my care. I promise to show up on time, obviously, but I promise to show up with as much care and, um, you know, holding the space in whatever way you know how to hold the space. So I believe in the value of your presence and your care. And honestly, human beings, that's like the most precious gift you can give somebody. Genuine presence and care for half an hour, however long your session is. That's worth the full price of a session. And by the way, you also know your healing and your coaching, or your own expertise. I mean, that's almost a bonus to the core human work of genuine care, professional care, and listening and holding the space. So I hope this helps. But yeah, doing the tapering thing means that maybe you'll feel excited to share this page with your colleagues, your friends, and say, hey, I'm really excited to be providing this service. Really please feel free to book the free sessions, because I love providing it. And I have a limited amount of free sessions. I also have a limited amount of paid sessions, but just book whatever you can and let me provide the service for you, because I love doing it. And I would love your feedback too. You can especially say that to your friends, and your past clients or whatever. So I hope this helps.